What's up everyone, this is Kenny here from Property Stories. So in February this year, I actually sold my house. In this video, I will give you like a rundown of the process after selling your house. What happens after that, okay? So before we start, I will need to mention that my house is a service apartment. I bought it in 2010. It's a freehold with strata title, perfected strata title, meaning the title is already transferred to under my name, okay? And the property is located in Kuala Lumpur. Kuala Lumpur, this service apartment. So I sold it in February, December, and February is completed. Okay, so when you sell the property, right, you put up your market, then agents will bring you the offers. The offers from buyers. Buyers, you agree upon a price, right? Then the agent will collect 3% from the buyer. The buyer will sign the booking form. This is under to the agency. It must be within the agency, okay? And then the booking form, after signed by the buyer, will pass to you. I am the seller here. In real estate, they call it vendor lah. Vendor is a seller. Vendor or seller, same. Okay? We call it a vendor. I will have to sign to show that I actually accept the offer from the buyer. After signing, the buyer has about 14 to 21 working days to sign the S&P. It's not to get the loan. Usually this part here is understood that if you want a loan, you need to approve within 14 to 21 working days. Or not, you have to sign the S&P and then wait for the loan. Usually people will wait for the loan and then sign S&P lah, okay? But we talk about technicals later. After that, right, you as a seller, I'm the seller, right, I have to either choose to piggyback the buyer's lawyer, which normally a lot of people do, just to save some legal costs, legal fees. I calculated the appoint own lawyer. I chose to appoint my own lawyer. The seller has their own lawyer. Okay, that means there are two lawyers in this transaction. One is the buyer lawyer, one is the vendor's lawyer. I'm the vendor. Okay, I'm the vendor, I'm the seller. So I calculated the fees, right? The difference is about $1,000 only. It's not much. My property is less than, I sold it about 500,000. I'm just telling you it's about 500,000. And legal fees is calculated based on the property price. Okay, as a vendor or as a seller, the legal fees also calculated based on the property price, but of course your cost is not that much. Then I chose to appoint a lawyer because I want my rights to be protected. That I don't want to be that 1,000. I also piggyback the buyer's lawyer for what? What I mean by my rights to protected, you see, whoever pays the lawyer is the one that dictates the term. Okay, you may think that one lawyer actually can represent the seller and also the buyer. Actually by law cannot, but we do this a lot. It's common practice. Is because it's convenient. Okay, and nobody will oppose to convenience, right? Because you just need to deal with one party. Remember, I am the seller. Whatever the buyer dictates will tell the lawyer, his or her lawyer, I'm the one that's unrepresented. No, I'm the one that unrepresented. If whatever that is in the S&P is cites to the buyer, I don't know. I can give you an example. In there, the buyer can actually say, I can just abort this S&P before stamping, and you need to refund me full, to the lawyer. Or after I sign this S&P, I can get the keys from you. Inside the booking form, you all never discuss, right? But after that, the buyer can put in. No. If you sign and you don't know you sign, you never read, you sign, or it's in the law terms are very hard to understand, and you sign, that's it. And everything that you sell in the house, right? For example, let's just say they got 4 aircons, but suddenly the buyer come and check, oh, I only got 3 aircons, so you put 3 aircons in the S&P. Then the lawyer will ask you, where the other 1 aircon? So you need to pay compensation. How? Nobody is citing you. So that's what I mean. There's dispute can happen, especially when you sell the house with things in it, lock, stock, and barrel, fully furnished. Okay, yeah, that's how I sold my house. Everything, the movable furniture, whatever it is, everything inside the house, I sell together. So I'm just giving you an example to hammer in and illustrate the importance of having your own lawyer. Don't look at this lightly and just because you want to save one or $2,000. because things can really get complicated. Okay, and furthermore, right, having your own lawyer, like me, I have my own lawyer. I can chase my own my lawyer. I can follow up with my lawyer inside. I can ask. So when is the what the money is going to be dispersed? Am I going to have extra liaise with the bank? Okay, liaise with the bank. Everything the lawyer do, liaise with the bank, then the DBKL or the council to settle. Basically, I can actually text the lawyer, and the lawyer will actually reply. Because the status has to depend on the buyer also sometimes. So the lawyer will reply me. I have cases where the buyer and seller use the same lawyer, and in the end, right, the seller, right, here want to use money, no, don't know what is going on. Because you know why? Because when you talk to the buyer's lawyer, remember that is the buyer's lawyer. The buyer's lawyer has no obligation to tell you anything as a seller, because the buyer is the one paying the fees. Okay, I got cases where the customer actually called me. I'm the one doing the loan. The seller is the one call me, ask me what's going on with the lawyer. I said, I'm not supposed to know. I don't know. I just pass everything. You should check with the lawyer. Then the seller tell me, the lawyer actually also told me, oh, in process, but I don't know what's going on. That's what's going to happen. You really don't know what's going on. At least if you appoint your own lawyer, the lawyer will protect your interests that way. Okay? The lawyer most important job is to vet the S&P from the buyer's lawyer. See whether there are other terms that is not siding you, or is too heavy on one side, even to your side. Okay, it must be fair to both parties. Then you can sign the S&P. So that is why you need to appoint your own lawyer. Okay, this one point I talk so long because I really want to emphasize the importance. A lot of people actually just overlook this and say can save 1,000-2,000. They just overlook this. Please don't do this. Okay, next one, you just wait for the buyer's loan approved. The next one, the buyer loan took from the bank, approved very fast. The buyer very qualified. So after the buyer loan approved, yes, appoint own lawyer is you can actually, when want to sign your S&P or when you already got a booking, the buyer loan approved. After the buyer loan approved, then you can appoint a lawyer. Okay, I appointed very early. Once the booking form was done, was signed, I already know who I want to appoint as my lawyer already. I didn't follow the agent recommend or the buyer's lawyer. But you can do that also. If you have a lawyer that you trust, just appoint. Once the booking form signed, appoint. Doesn't matter, because the lawyer will only start work once they receive the documents. Right. That means when receive document means the buyer already prepared to sign S&P. So don't worry, you can always appoint the lawyer first. You don't need to pay anything also until the work starts. Okay, so I highly recommend that you actually go and find first. Never mind. Okay, if in case this buyer the loan reject, the next buyer no problem, the same lawyer you can use. Okay, next one, of course, when you appoint the lawyer, right, you need to pay the legal fees. You can discuss your lawyer. Some lawyers, they allow you to like minus from the 3%, the 7%. Remember, once the buyer sign S&P, within 14 to 21 days, once the buyer sign an S&P, you as a seller, I will receive as a seller, as a vendor, as a seller, the balance 7%. Because 10% is for down payment, so 3% is to book, 7% upon signing S&P. Okay, if you talk about markup case, that one different story. But for most markup cases, right, it still follow this procedure because the money comes at behind, not in front. In front, you still need money to put it down. Both parties don't know each other and don't trust each other, right? This is how the best to do it. I've known some cases where they totally zero both sides, they totally zero, no need to put in down payment, nothing, wait for behind. Behind, when the bank disburse, then they split okay? Whichever portion is due to the seller, whichever portion due to the buyer. Usually is like that okay? But that is markup case. We're going to go through another time. For normal case, the 7% is payable upon signing S&P. So I got the 7%. That day I got the 7%. That day also, I told because I agreed with the lawyer, I paid you from that 7% balance I get. So minus off the legal fees, minus off the legal fees, then I get the balance. Next, I need to provide documents for them to prepare SMP. If you want the list of documents, I did a video. You can check the video up there. Okay, I'll link it up there and also in the comment box down below. What are the list of documents you need to give to your lawyer to prepare the SMP as a seller? Okay, then when you sign the SMP at the time, right, a good lawyer will go through what is in the SMP with you, like the important points, especially when you talk about the bank late charges, the terms 3+1. Okay, a lot of people miss this. Sub sales are usually the terms is 3+1, 3 months plus 1 month extra. 1 month extra is late interest already. Within that, what it means is that within 3 months you need to settle the transaction. Settle the transaction here means if you got a bank, that means the bank need to disburse within 3 months. If you don't have a bank, you pay cash within 3 months, you need to settle. Okay, that's why if you got a cash, you straight away settle faster lah, of course. If you drag and you cannot finish for whatever reason within that 3 months, you have extra 1 month before the seller or the buyer can actually terminate the deal, see what happens. So sometimes a lot of people, a lot of hanky-panky going on lah. Suddenly they decide they don't want to sell, or suddenly they get a higher offer, or suddenly the buyer don't want to buy, then got a lot of hanky-panky going on, these kind of things. Okay, so that's why when you involve the bank, it's the best. Because when you involve the bank, the deals for sure go through one. Unless, of course, special circumstances we are not going to discuss here. Okay, so that is the one. That 3+1 starts from where? If it's a freehold, it starts from the date of stamping, 3 months. From the date of stamping, not from the date you sign the offer letter. Of SMP. Both of you sign SMP. No, from the date of stamping. If it's a leasehold, that's why I say transfer takes 6 months, right? Is from the date the consent to transfer is obtained. Okay, consent to transfer is obtained. Usually it can take 6 months to settle that's why it's leasehold 6 months. Okay, so after signing, you send to SMP for stamping. After that, the lawyer will request the redemption statement. Redemption statement is valid for 3 months. Okay, if you don't know what redemption statement is, it's basically a loan balance, an accurate loan balance for your loan. Okay, because the transaction take 3 months to settle, so within that 3 months, right, you still need to pay the installment, and you still need to pay the interest. If it's due, you need to pay the interest separate. You pay both sides, okay. So let's just say every month delay, for my case is every month delay is about 2,000, then I need to pay the installment interest, about 1,000 something plus 2,000, so every month I'm paying 3,000. So 2 months, then you settle. There is a case you need to pay if the balance, the 90% balance or whatever balance, not enough to cover your loan. Okay, my case is not enough to cover a loan. I just make like a little bit of money from selling. I didn't really make like a lot, huge money. The balance loan is enough to cover the balance of 90% here portion from the bank is enough to cover your outstanding loan balance. Then you don't need to pay anything. You wait for 3 months. You just pay your installment. During this time, right, do not skip your installment. Okay, do not ever skip your installment for whatever reason. Then the land office, right, they will, after this, once done, within that 3 months, the land office will execute the transfer of name and inform the lawyer when it's completed. They will inform the buyer's lawyer will inform your lawyer. I'm the seller. Okay, then the first release from the bank to settle the loan with the outstanding, my bank. Okay, their buyer's bank settle my bank loan. It's first release. Then the balance will be after that because the purchase price is higher so the first release to settle that, and then the buyer's bank will caveat the property. Once any money release, will caveat the property. They'll send this letter to your registered address. The second release, if sub sales, right, you got balance, usually got second. It will have a second release. The first release is to set, like I mentioned, is to settle the bank balance. Second release is once that they obtain the differential sum. Okay, in my case, differential sum. That means I need to pay the shortfall. The loan is not enough. So when they receive this shortfall already, that means okay, then they will release the final disbursement, which is second one to full disbursement. Then you don't have to worry about the caveat. It's automatically taken off one. And then you have to check your secrets. Okay. After the final release, right, then you can say the property is officially sold. You are no longer the owner. Okay. For me, that date was February lah. I'm no longer the owner. So relieved, man. After the final release, the lawyer myself, okay, my lawyer actually passed me the notice of assignment, tenancy assignment, because I sold the house together with the tenancy. That means my tenant actually continue to rent the place until I think end of this year. Okay, but of course the rent all must pass to the new landlord, the new buyer. So they pass me the assignment. I need to sign, and the tenant need to sign. Then we are done. Okay. Of course I have one copy. Morning everyone. After the transaction is completed, so if you have keys in your hand, you need to pass to the lawyer within 5 days. Okay, because now the new buyer is considered the new owner. It's rightfully the new owner. Then I'm at the lawyer's office in the basement, so I'm going up to pass the keys. Of course, if your place is rented out like mine, the tenant has the keys, right? Or you misplace your spare keys or what, you just tell the lawyer you misplace the spare keys, then let the new owner deal with the tenant. In my case, the new owner actually has agreed to continue the tenancy, but I still have some spare keys, so I'm just going to give to the lawyer to pass to the new owner. Okay, this one you don't have to come personally. You can just use Lala Move or Grab. Do not courier. I repeat, do not courier. Use Lala Move. Less than 5 years, and there's any withholding tax involved, okay, real property gain tax involved, your lawyer will hold the balance sum on your behalf to pay LSDN. So it won't pay full to you, okay? But mine is already more than 5 years. But this person want to open new account under your address. Are you the person, and this person want to open an account under your address? They will read out your property address, so you just confirm, then you consider the account is closed already. Okay, and you need to get your refund, right? Then you just go online. I will show you the video later, because I'm also doing it, so I will show you the video later how to get back your deposit. Then next one, right, the banks actually will refund you the surplus, if there's any surplus, within about 2 weeks. Account close here, 2 weeks. My case is a bit different. I don't know what the heck is going on. I've already contacted the bank. Okay, so for most of you where your account is semi-flexi account, right, when your loan account close, means you got extra money, is within 2 weeks, the bank will need to usually will pass to you in your chosen account. For me, I chose another bank. When you request for a redemption statement, the bank will give you the redemption statement plus a surplus form. You can put in any account you want. If there is a surplus, they will bank into that account. Okay, especially this one, especially is those who use the EPF to reduce principal. If you reduce the principal, most likely you get to sell higher. The extra, the bank will return back to you in your chosen account. Okay. Last but not least, check your secrets. If the disbursement happened before the 15th of the month, then you can check on the month, the same month, see whether it's removed or not. If the disbursement happens after the 15th, then it's month after next. I give you an example. Let's just say this final disbursement, the account closing is today. Today is 10th of April. Let me give you an example. Today, the 9th of April, let's just say today the account closed. Meaning, end of this month, I check my secrets, that housing loan under my name supposed to be disappeared. However, it happens after Raya, after 15th of April, anytime after 15, 16, 17. Usually if it's close, it won't happen like 16, 17, it will happen at the end one. Okay? So if it happens at the end of April, that means I cannot check in May. I cannot check in May, no, I check in June. Okay? Because it's after 15. Overall, this is the bank's procedure. Okay? But if there's special cases where you need the bank to confirm that you have sold the house and secrets is clear, you better contact the bank. You need to call the bank or email the bank. I give you a scenario where you will need this. If you already sold your second house, now you want to buy the third house, okay, and you want 90%. But the bank in secrets will see two housing loan, so you're supposed to get 70, right? This situation, you need the bank to confirm. Call the bank or email the bank. I rather call the customer service and say you need the confirmation the secrets already cleared. Okay? If not, the other side, the other bank will not approve you for 90%. Need it clear now. Then they will know what to do lah. Okay, I've spoken a lot, give you a lot of steps. So let's summarize it easier. First, if you accept the offer from the buyer, you as a seller, you sign the booking form also. Okay? Then you wait for the buyer, the loan to be approved. If no loan, even better lah, faster. You appoint your own lawyer. I highly recommend you to appoint your own lawyer as a seller or as a vendor. And I've explained the reason just now why. Okay? And giving you scenario. Pay legal fees. This legal fees you can pay. You can talk to your lawyer lah. When receive the balance 7%, because 3% is down payment, right? 7% when signing S&P, you can minus from there. You can talk to the lawyer. That's what I did. Okay. Then you provide documents to prepare S&P. I've given you the list of documents in the previous video. You can actually check the comments, okay, or up there. Lawyer will then begin to prepare S&P. You sign S&P and collect the balance 7%. Okay. This 7%, remember, if you have not paid the legal fees can be collected from here. Send S&P to stamp. The lawyer will send S&P to stamp, and then the lawyer will also request the redemption statement. After send the stamp, redemption statement. Land office will then execute the transfer of name and inform both lawyers if you appoint your own, so both lawyers, that is executed. Bank will release the first release, the money. The buyer's bank will release to your bank, the first release, to settle the loan. Okay. Then caveat your property. Okay. Then final release within that 3 months, final release, and it's officially sold lah. Okay. Lawyer will pass you the assignment or rental if it's tenanted. Like my case, I sell with the tenancy, so assignment or rental for my tenant to sign and I sign. Okay. Then next, I need to pass the keys to the lawyer. If you have extra keys in your hand, you pass to your lawyer. I'm the seller, right? So I pass to the seller's lawyer. That's my lawyer, If you piggyback the buyer's lawyer, you pass to the buyer's lawyer. So then the next one, the lawyer will update LSDN and the local council. LSDN here for your RPGT. If it's not applicable, the lawyer need to update also. Need to pay or no need to pay, also need to update LSDN that you sold the property. Okay. So next one, you need to go and close the utility account, Shaba's account or TNB account. For my case, my water is centralized, it's under the management. So I need to close my own TNB account, Last but not least, the bank will refund surplus if you got any surplus about 3 to 4 weeks after full disbursement, after final release to your account. Full disbursement, final release, meaning the account closed already lah, then surplus will 3 to 4 weeks down the road. Okay? And the final one is to check your secrets. Use your e-secrets. If you have not registered, please register, it's free. Check your secrets to make sure that the secrets is already updated accordingly. Okay? This is Kenny here from Property Stories. You can check out the links below for everything else, any offer, anything else. And I'll see you again next video. Bye bye.